everybody, and welcome to this game between Zeb316 and Bonus as part of the Super Metroid Triple Bingo Tournament. My name is Glove, and I'm joined today by Derp. Derp, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I believe this is the first round of 16 match in the tournament. So the winner is going to be a doubleheader, so it may go to 3 games. But if one of the two runners is able to take a 2-0, they will be the first person to qualify for the round of 8. So definitely maybe a little bit higher stakes than before. That is how the brackets work. Every game is going to get progressively harder, and I think we have two fantastic runners on our screen. It's going to be a great race.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these runners really well known in the rando community at this point. I think Zeb316 is pretty much exclusively playing rando now. And I know Bonus has been doing a lot, he's done the SM Rat, did the past Rando League. And, Rando experience can transfer over a lot in Bingo, just having a lot of the knowledge of some of the more obscure tricks in the game, stuff like Snail Clip or Crystal Flash Clip.
And speaking of bingo, we do have our card here. What are your thoughts on this one? Definitely seems like a pretty tame card initially. Not a whole lot of silly lower Norfair. I guess there's Screw Attack and potentially defeat Ridley, which I don't think we'll see anybody do. But
Yeah.
this card itself doesn't seem too bad.
I always like looking at the center tile and destroy at least one statue. Not bad at all if you are doing an early wrecked ship route into Brinstar cleanup. That's hardly even a detour. If you are doing crate first, it's a little bit more of a detour, but still not that bad. Any rows immediately popping out for you?
Nothing right away. I'm trying to think if you can potentially avoid doing Meridia. I'm not seeing anything. Both diagonals are a little bit awkward. Bottom left, top right has that Criteria Super Missile, which is kind of the one of the most deceptive tiles, maybe. It doesn't sound too bad, and then you try to do it and realize you have to go so far out of your way to get it because it's in such a weird spot on the map.
Yeah, I don't like bottom left, top right. I think there are a few really annoying objectives in there.
Yeah, top left, bottom right isn't a whole lot better. It's pretty slow, but it's not the worst if the runners want to choose that. Not sure. I think there may be a viable ship first route where you do like column 3. Column 3, row 2 maybe. Well, you don't want to fully explode a ship. And that also has the Criteria Super.
Yeah. Yeah, that Criteria Super is just messing up a lot of stuff, actually.
Somebody in chat, Galen, pointing out column 3, column 4, row 4.
Interesting.
You do have to pick up the Spazer and the Plasma. That feels bad. But jokes aside, it's not the worst ever. It does have both the Criteria Super Missile and the Lower Norfair dive to get the Screw Attack. So probably, I would say not.
Yeah. LN dive for Screw Attack isn't that bad in and of itself. However, generally I want that to be like the single concession I'm making for a line. And all the other objectives are just pretty nice.
You could technically do a Ridley fight with column 5, row 4, but then you have to skip charge beam, and you actually still have to kill Dragon, so that's not even that good. Yeah. Not really seeing a whole lot. Fortunately, the runners are studying the card much more intently than we are, hopefully, so
Yeah.
we'll see what they decide to do. I think no matter what, it's going to have a deep Meridia dive and probably going to have plenty of objectives outside of Meridia as well.
Hmm. Yeah, it's usually pretty hard to skip Meridia in triple bingo.
It's especially rough because all of the Meridia on this card is so deep. Like Spring Ball maybe isn't that deep, but it does require a specific set of items in order to complete, and you do have to wait for the Shaq Pool cutscene. Then there's a Plasma Beam, there's a Plasma Beamer Ridley, there's Croc and Dragon, which not only requires you to go all the way to Dragon, but requires you to go kill Croc as well. It's awkward.
Yeah, if I'm doing that Croc and Dragon, then well, I mean, like Croc and Dragon and Spring Ball pair somewhat well together. Since Spring Ball is going to require you to, oh, on this card I think will require you to get Grapple, right? I don't think there's just a straight up, or oh no, there is straight up Spring Ball on here as well. So it depends on what you're trying to get.
Actually, you could do like the 2 Spring Ball tiles and like Crocmire. I'm not sure exactly what that looks like because all of the rows with the defeat Crocmire are a little bit awkward. Maybe you don't even do that, but
Yeah.
you have the collect 1 of Varia and Gravity and the collect Gravity skip Varia. So if you're comfortable doing a ship first, could probably have a pretty good route
Yeah, I want
collecting Spring Ball.
What about like row 3, row 5, column 3?
Yeah, row 3, row 5 seems good. Column 3 probably pairs the best with that. I was looking at column 5, but I think that's actually a little bit slower. Row 3, row 5 pair very well with each other, though.
Yeah, again, that is assuming that you're comfortable with that wrecked ship early, which is not only harder, but it's harder to make fast.
Yeah, we'll see. I know Zeb is very comfortable with going ship first, but he is also an older outrunner, so we'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, Bonus unfortunately had some Terminator frustrations there with getting missiles. I'm going to attribute that to just, one of the things that you see all the time with bingo is runners messing up stuff they never would if they were just doing vanilla runs, because they're thinking about a million different things.
Yeah, we haven't even been talking about how the runners are doing pretty much just because we've been trying to figure out this card, and the runners have to do that while playing the game. So, not any easier for them.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting card. Like, some cards are evil because there's only really like 2 paths on them, and others are evil because it's like there's 5 okay paths.
So Zeb actually went out of his way to pick up the missile under the bridge, possibly hinting at that 70 tanks and 70 missiles tile. But
yeah,
maybe that's a little bit too much speculation. Maybe he just wanted the missile pack. Guess we will see.
Yeah, and maybe he's thinking, hey, maybe I go for that, and I'll just pick up any missiles that I come across that are, obviously in the way like that.
Yeah, he didn't want to go back to the reserve tank because 70 missiles isn't that much, and he doesn't want to go all the way back.
Yeah, and
to
address in chat is a signaling 15 Bryn Supers. You can't do 15 Bryn Supers on your first pass through Bryn Star. I mean, unless you Moondance, but I cannot think of a scenario really where that's viable in bingo.
I can't think of anybody in the tournament who's willing to Moondance. The only 2 I can think of, I guess 3, it's like Zenny, John, and Scotty. And I don't know if Scotty plays the game anymore, and the other 2 are not in the tournament, so
Yeah.
we will not be seeing any Moondance, I believe.
It's just really slow.
Well, we do see Zeb going up.
Yeah, it could be wrecked ship first, could be just getting power bombs. Grabbing these power bombs can be really powerful.
Yeah, I think he is doing the route we kind of outlined. Row 3, row 5, plus another row, whatever he thinks pairs the best. I'm actually leaning towards column 5 the more that I think about it, because the worst tiles on that are already being done with the 25 power bombs and finishing an elevator. You're already doing those, doing row 3, row 5. So I think it is actually a little bit better in column 3. But he might see something else. We'll see what he decides to do.
Trying to think, does row 3, row 5? That doesn't require you to defeat Dragon, though.
No, but you would have to defeat Dragon to get Plasma. I don't know if there's any way to...
Yeah. Or, well, yeah, I guess column 3 or column 5, you're defeating Dragon either way, so...
It's like, if you're not defeating Dragon and you're doing row 3, row 5, you're doing some really awkward routing.
Yeah.
You're like collecting a bunch of missiles and the Criteria Super with BLTR. And honestly, at that point, you're probably better off just killing Dragon. But
yeah,
there are a few options.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing that could possibly be there is like column 1 maybe. But that requires LN, and that there's no way...
well, actually, what are your thoughts on column 1 with row 3, row 5? Where you would, after getting Spring Ball, you go down to Norfair, do a couple objectives, get Screw, and then you finish on the elevator back out.
Yeah, I was about to dismiss it out of hand, but yeah, the more I think about it, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's really good. That's probably, well, it's hard to say. You'd have to dip into Norfair to get Spring Ball anyways, like to get an item to access it. And you'd actually need to go all the way to Croc as well. So you wouldn't actually end at Screw Attack. You'd get Screw Attack before going to Spring Ball and then end on the elevator, probably back down to Norfair. So it's not quite as good, but I think it's still probably the fastest. It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
Very nice HBJ from Zeb to get across the moat. I believe both runners picked up both Alpha and Beta power bombs. So both definitely signaling that 25 power bombs.
Bonus here, it looks like wants to go
He's
wreck
going to
ship.
refill.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to talk about how he was
a
little bit low on health, but he's just planning on taking the ship refill, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
Gets the save in as well, just in case Fantoon goes wrong.
Yeah, this save is not much worse compared to the Red Tower save. So, and with the refill, it's like you don't really have to worry about much.
Yeah, bonus looking like
Oh,
he's actually going to do a cleanup, a Brinstar cleanup before doing Wreck Ship, which I like. I think this is a good idea. If you're not super comfortable with early Wreck Ship, getting a few more items. He needs to pick up E-Tanks anyways if he's going row 5. So he's going to get this Gauntlet E-Tank. He's going to get a couple more in Brinstar. Going to get more supers, which I guess this doesn't really help on Fantoon, but is going to be nice in the long run. So I like this play from Bonus. Obviously, it's a little bit slower than going straight to ship, but it's also a lot safer, so I am a fan. Now Zeb, I believe this is a 3-round Fantoon. Doesn't quite hit the super though.
Yeah.
But Fantoon's gonna hook him up with a fast anyways.
Yeah, the pity fast.
Pity fast. Rarely seen. But sometimes Fantoon smiles upon us. By us, I mean Zeb, as he is off to the rest of Wreck Ship. Looks like Bonus also going to be picking up these missiles. He does need to get to 70. And like I said, you can get to 70 missiles pretty easily just by picking up most of the missiles in your path. So it's not something you need to worry about too much, but it is something you at least need to think about. Especially if you're not going into, or if you're not planning on doing a lot of Norfair. There's a lot of missiles, or high missile density in Norfair specifically. So if you're not planning on doing a lot of objectives there, you do have to route out your missiles a little bit more carefully. Looks like Zeb is going to the wrecked shippy tank. Or well,
Is
he's thinking
he?
about it.
I mean, if he's trying to do fully explore wrecked ship, he's already missed a few tiles.
Yeah, I think that's what he realized. He's like, because he didn't go to spooky missiles, he didn't get the map station.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was realizing I need to find a different row because fully explore the ship is going to be too slow at this point. Or maybe he
Yeah.
was just thinking about his E-tank routing.
Yeah, I don't. With only 7 E-tanks, like 7 is a pretty small amount. I don't think wrecked ship E is really ever gonna show up in a 7 E-tanks.
I would tend to agree. I don't think Zeb is planning on doing Gauntlet, and some of the E-tanks in the Brinstar cleanup are a little bit slow, but even then, he should get to 7 fairly easily.
Yeah.
And if he's doing the route we think he's doing, he still has high jumping Croc E-tank, plus several of the E-tanks in the Brinstar area, plus Meridia. There's 2 more there. If he wants to go to Batoon. I think the wreck ship E-tank is a little bit excessive. He didn't pick up the wreck ship super missiles either. I mean, he picked up one of them, but not both, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's not marked off on the tracker, at least.
Yeah, shoutouts to Kip doing bingo tracking. I believe, I don't know if it's his first time, but definitely not as experienced, but trying something new. I think he's doing a pretty good job so far, considering there's been nothing to mark off yet. Just kept perfect track. As we do have our first objective, Zeb picks up that gravity suit. Does not have the Varia yet, so that marks off a couple tiles for him. We'll get that updated as soon as the card on stream updates to what's actually happened. It takes a moment. There's a little bit of delay, but trust me, Kip is sick with it.
Yeah. Looks like bonus looking at that 25 plus power bombs.
Yeah, it makes sense. If you're doing the 2 suit tiles, that 25 power bombs is probably going to be something you need to do anyways. We saw him pick up the beta power bombs earlier. I believe, is this 20? He picked up the Etikun power bombs.
Should be 20. Yeah.
See where he gets the last one. He could opt to just finish it off right now in Retro Brinstar. Get those power bombs. Gonna see some rando tech here with the wave gate. First try.
Nice. So it looks like Zeb is doing Gauntlet, though.
Okay. I think Zeb is more worried about his E-tank routing than he maybe needs to be. Like you said, 7 E-tanks is not actually that much, and he kind of needs to do a Brinstar cleanup anyways. But it's hard to say. This could signal that he's not planning on doing Meridia, like we said he might, with the column 1 instead of column 3 or 5. Maybe
Yeah,
that's a little bit of a stretch, but that's what I'm seeing. I think if you're planning on doing Meridia, Batoon and Mama Turtle E-Tank are so in the way that you're already pretty much set on E-Tanks. But if you're not, then you do need to think about it more. Which is why Zeb was routing out his E-Tanks so much in the wreck ship, or on the way to wreck ship E-Tank, where he eventually decided not to.
Mm-hmm.
And White is going to Gauntlet here, just to get one more. Bonus actually going all the way to get the Retro Brinstar E-Tank.
It's definitely not the worst E-Tank pickup.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. It's really out of the way, though. And I don't know how much
Yeah.
he needed it to get to 7.
Yeah, I timed it fairly recently, and it is more time than you would actually expect. Like, I think it adds.
Is he? No, he can't get Criteria Super.
Yeah, he doesn't have speed.
Oh, he's just routing this way up to the ship. I like that.
Yeah. Makes the E-Tank pickup not as bad, too.
Yeah, that is true. With 5 E-Tanks, he should be very set for Ventoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is not exactly, but basically an old route Fantoon at this point.
It's better than an old route Fantoon if you only have 2 tanks entering
Yeah.
the ship.
Yeah, obviously health pickups won't help you as much as they would in old route. But definitely a manageable fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the real challenge begins. How long will it take Bonus to get across the moat? Hopefully they can get it first or second try. I think we saw Zeb get the first try. HBJ. I think what happened is he didn't quite get the setup for CWJ, so we got the HBJ first try. So hopefully Bonus can have a similar experience across the moat. And Zeb also picking up those power bombs. He will have 15 after this one, despite the count currently saying 10. So we'll see if he also chooses to go all the way into retro to get the power bomb.
Yeah, looks like Bonus doesn't know HBJ, unfortunately. Oh, but you know, second try, continuous wall jump. You can't complain about that.
Yeah, you're gonna be happy about that if you're Bonus. The real challenge is just this first jump is so much harder than all the other jumps, actually.
Yeah.
The other ones are like completely reasonable. I like what Bonus did there, actually jumping a little bit short and wall jumping off the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
Generally a safer strat. And Bonus executing it well. He is off to fight Fantoon.
And so Bonus is picking up these spooky missiles, so I think we might have a fully explore wrecked ship in his future.
It's possible. There's definitely easier missiles to grab if you're going for 70.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if he goes to the map station, though. Because it is possible he's just collecting missiles. Looks like... No, not yet. Yeah, maybe just getting the missile. Fully exploring the ship is quite slow.
Yeah.
Without any movement items, so definitely not a bad decision to not do it.
How close is Bonus to 70 missiles at this point? Like, he's got to be almost there.
I believe he has 45. We'll see
Hmm.
if he picks up this missile drop. Yep, 45.
Yeah, and pretty much no matter where he goes, he has 15 immediately on the way.
So I see somebody in chat asking to explain the rules for triple bingo, and good news is it's pretty simple. You got your bingo card here. You have to complete 3 lines. The line, of course, being a row, column, or diagonal of 5 tiles. And the first person to complete 3 will be the winner. You do not need to finish the game. You just need to finish 3 tiles, or 3 lines. I think Bonus is also having a 4-round Fantoon. It's hard to say, though. I think he got 2 or 3 right fast, or left fast, sorry. So, Fantoon being nice to both runners.
Nice.
With the patterns.
Yeah, 2 or 3 left fast would really be something. Or right fast, I mean.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Zeb did, it looks like, go all the way to get the Retro Brinstar E-Tank. So...
yeah.
Like I said, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that signals a column 1 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he going from here, though?
Did he miss Spospo?
Oh, I see.
Did he just forget it, I guess?
Which, speaking of missing Spospo supers, I think Bonus did the same thing.
What, left and then came back for him?
Well, no, Bonus hasn't come back for the Sportspawn supers yet. I don't think Bonus has them at all at the moment.
Oh.
But Bonus might be looking at something else entirely. Skipping row 3 and potentially doing like column 5, column 1. Well, no, you can't do column 1. Column 5, column 3, row 5, maybe? Well, he's collecting all the wrecked ship supers, so...
Yeah,
Did he go to the map station after fighting Fantoon?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, he's skipping the E-Tank anyway, so he's not fully exploring the ship. You could do row 4?
Yeah, if he's doing row 4, he's been picking up too many missiles in other places if he's going to need an additional 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's doing column 3, column 5, row 5. Zeb is doing row 3, row 5, column 1.
Yeah, I don't hate. Yeah, I don't hate column 3, column 5, row 5 at all.
Yeah.
I do think I do prefer Zeb's lines, I think. But Bonus's plan here isn't bad.
Yeah, I feel like pairing column 3 or pairing row 3 with row 5 is a little bit too convenient to pass up. But you could also argue the same thing with column 3 and column 5, so they both have very similar objectives. It's hard to say.
Yeah. And like, especially when you are also racing, it's like different things will pop out on the sheet to different people.
Alright, so what is Zeb planning on doing here?
Possibly just a dip for Mama Turtle, then Springball, then leave.
He can't
Or
get
he can't get Springball.
Well, he can Crystal Flash Clip.
Oh, that's right. Zeb can Crystal Flash Clip. That would make this route a lot better, actually.
That would make this route extremely good.
Yeah. I
still don't like this E-Tank pickup, though. Well, I guess if he's not planning on going to Croc, it makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, never mind. This is good.
Yeah.
That actually is... It's a good thing he was paying more attention to his E-Tanks than we were, because that would put him at 7, and there's not really a convenient one to pick up anywhere else. Although I don't know if he got Wavegate or not. I think he did.
I think he got Wavegate, yeah.
I would assume so. He needs to get a little bit lower in order to get down to Crystal Flash. And it looks like he's going to do that by letting Mama Turtle take him out a few times.
Yeah, Mama T hits like a truck. maybe the most embarrassing way for your RBO run to end. But you definitely do see it happen to a lot of newer RBO runners who are still doing that double Meridia route.
Yeah. So is Zeb planning on? Okay, yeah, he's going back down.
Did he? Well, he didn't need. Maybe he just wanted another power bomb for security.
Yeah, I think he actually got double power bomb drops from the crabs.
Nice.
Gets another one there too. He should just go down, right? Like go down and to the left across both sand pits.
I think he wants even more power bombs.
Yeah, I guess.
Uh,
Not gonna get a lucky drop that time, but gonna be taken up to 16. There's even more power bombs, or even more crabs in this room.
yeah, and I guess with all that, he's willing to go without a save too.
He actually needs to be careful to keep his missiles above 10.
Oh yeah.
You see
He
him actually
realizes.
switching the P shots, yeah. This bonus gets his statue.
Nice.
I don't know what determines the speed of the crabs. I'm gonna be honest. It feels like just it's completely random. Like you'll see the same crab just moving at different speeds.
I think they change speeds when you hit them or something.
No, they don't change speeds when you hit them. It's I think just some crabs have different speed values.
Interesting.
Yes, chat helping us out. Their speed value determines their speed. Crazy. Nintendo really outdid themselves on this one.
Yeah.
Zeb taking a few hits on his way. He needs to get below 50 to do this Crystal Flash clip.
Yeah, so I
you
guess he
wanna
takes the
you wanna
rest
explain
of
what
his-
he's gonna be doing in a second?
Sure. So basically, Zeb is going to make use of the Crystal Flash, a built-in technique in the game that allows you to spend some ammo to restore your health. But importantly for this case, it also gives us a hitbox that you don't get from anything else that is quite raised. So Stamus is actually going to be in the blocks above. And because they're crumble blocks, you can just hold down and break them, and then you can jump up. And I believe it is an 8-frame window to initially lay the power bomb, and then you have a 2-frame window to lay the bomb to bomb jump, so you can be in the correct place to actually crystal flash.
I think you have a little bit of a bigger window. Like not a whole lot bigger, but I think it's more than 2 frames to lay the second bomb because you do kind of stay at the height of your jump for a while. And he does get it.
Yeah, nice. It might be 3 then. But it is either 2 or 3.
Yeah, hard to say. Fortunately, he didn't get it last try because he actually does need a power bomb to actually get into the.
Oh, that would be evil.
Well, the Puyos do have a decent power bomb drop chance, so he could reload the room until he got one, but that would waste a lot of time. There it is.
Yeah, really nicely done from Zeb. You don't see that often at all.
Zeb is definitely very comfortable with the Crystal Flash clip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly surprised it took him as many tries as it did. Just shows how finicky the trick is. There isn't really a great visual cue for it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just relying on your internal timing.
Yeah, I mean, if it were Batwoon Hallway Crystal Flash clip, I almost guarantee you Zeb would have gotten in 3 tries. Especially since that one has, in my opinion, much better visual cues.
Yeah, the visual cue I always learned, and I am not an expert on the trick, don't get me wrong. Zeb has spring ball. I don't know why he's just not using it.
He doesn't have high jump though.
Yeah, but he could have gotten up. He could have gotten up that little.
Oh yeah,
little
yeah.
shaft a lot easier. The rando muscle memory, where you're used to that item not being spring ball, and then you have to crawl your way out.
Yeah, and that does come back to we talked about how Zeb sort of dedicated himself to just becoming a rando runner. Is most even most rando runners won't practice stuff as esoteric as Spring Ball Crystal Flash Clip. However, if you're Zeb, your practice time can be dedicated to that.
Yeah, Zeb definitely. No, a lot of randomizer players. Just that's what separates them is because they're specifically practicing randomizer. They dedicate so much more time to practicing, tricks like power or crystal flash clip, tricks like, or not
Yeah.
necessarily tricks, but just movement through rooms without optimal items, with item layouts you wouldn't have in the vanilla game. There's your spring ball tech if you were
Nice.
wanting it from watching Zeb jump up the post spring ball maze.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer that, like, if you really want to get serious about randos, then Crystal Flash Clip to Botwoon is absolutely a technique that's really good to learn. But again, like the Shack Tool Crystal Flash Clip just doesn't come up very often. Like, it's very rare that you're going to Spring Ball and you don't have any other form of way to get to Spring Ball.
Definitely an impressive showing by Zeb so far.
Absolutely.
And with that 7 E-tanks, I'm not sure how many missiles he has, but he's definitely getting close. Once he gets enough missiles, he just needs to get down to the screw attack. He needs to get the reserve tank as well, so there's 2 more missiles right there. And he is very close to done, looking like a sub 40 time from Zeb, and with how awkward this seed looked at the beginning, that is an impressive performance if he is able to pull it off. With
Yeah,
7 E-tanks, you'd
Mhm.
have to imagine he's not going to have too much trouble with the lava dive. It wouldn't really be a lava dive, it'd be a gravity jump. Doesn't have the Varia, so he will lose health in the lava a little bit faster, but with high jump, it should be pretty easy for him.
I wonder how many supers he farms beforehand. Because I have to imagine he's not going in there with 1 super. Well, he has to use the 1 super here.
Well, I have to imagine he won't be going in with 0 supers, because he would be in trouble. Have to go through worst room in the game and try again. I guess he could just go back, do the lava dive, but
yeah,
it'd be funnier the other way.
Yeah, I remember there was a GT Classic race a while back where Ruya had actually completed lava dive and didn't have any supers, and so just had to farm for that whatever drop, the 2% drop chance over and over again.
I feel like GT Classic races are always, not always, obviously, but they have the highest chance of somebody just doing something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the one I'm thinking of is a long time ago, a race, I think it was Cross Product and French Lightning John, where Cross Product died, and so he decided to do RBO GT Classic and just get enough health to do the lava dive with no suit. And he ended up winning because John got soft locked at Mother Brain or something like that. Or not soft locked, but slow locked, where it took like 2 hours for the cutscene to start because of the amount of lag that was being produced. Truly a classic race. I don't know. I don't remember what tournament that was, but it was very funny. I'm kind of surprised that Zeb actually picked up the speed booster, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that does, really. I mean, it gave him access to a farming spot, but he could have just gone down
No,
to
you
the
know what it
bottom.
does? It helps him get out of screw attack easier.
Oh, true.
I don't know if it was faster than just bomb jumping out, but if he needed 1 more missile, maybe it was.
Yeah, and either way, I like that security. Bomb jumping out of there is obnoxious. Looks like Bonus is getting a Norfair map. So that gives us. So he's definitely doing row or column 3, I would say.
Yeah, I think we're spot on with
Hmm.
column 3, row 5, column 5. Although he picked up an extra E-tank for that. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Apparently Zeb actually picked up 80 missiles according to the tracker. Because he had it marked off before he ever went into the reserve. And if that's the case, I definitely like the speed booster a little bit less, but that's okay.
Hmm.
Not quite going to be a sub 40 time after all. Is going to have to get all the way back to the elevator from screw attack, which is a little bit annoying. Here we see the gravity jump. Looks like he executed it well. Just needs to get this wall jump off the ledge.
Nice.
Well
Yeah,
done.
getting that wall jump out of a pause is not free.
Yeah, in this situation where you have plenty of health, I definitely would have waited to pause until after the ledge, but it doesn't really matter. Zeb is quite good at the game, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Now he's got 16 tries at this gate glitch. He didn't save, though. But you have to imagine that with 16 tries,
Hmm.
probably not gonna have too much trouble with it. It's gonna get a first try. Watch this.
Oh yeah,
See?
first try.
First try. Every time.
Here's screw attack.
Yep. So
So
what you're gonna
just need-
see him do is actually go into the energy recharge room and do a jump from.
Oh,
Can you
he
actually
didn't want to
do
go
it?
in there.
Can you do
Yeah,
it
you
from
can
the
do it
first?
from indoor.
Okay.
Or yeah. I think you either have to have moonwalk or do the stupid thing that players without moonwalk have to do. To like do the funny morph and turn around or whatever. So it's basically the same as like lining up for moat CWJ from indoor.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
jump is actually a little bit trickier than it looks because you don't want to get maximum distance before you jump because of
Mhm.
how your jump height works with speed. It's not a linear progression where your jump height is always higher if you've ran farther.
Mhm. And with that, Zeb316 does finish in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 41:59.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
GG.
Bonus is going to forfeit. Only really had he had plasma and spring ball left, so
Yeah.
doesn't want to do all the Meridia stuff.
Yeah, I get if you just want to move on to the next match.
Yeah, definitely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think, Bonus played a very good game here. Didn't have that much more to go. Unfortunately, Zeb just ran this really well and picked some really good lines.
Yeah, Zeb being comfortable with the early wreck ship and the crystal flash clip into spring ball really made the difference. He was able to route it a lot better than Bonus was, even though he had a very similar route overall. And he is going to take home game 1, but we do have at least one more game, and it will be coming up in just a few minutes. We do need a little bit to set up, but don't go anywhere. We will bring you game 2 in just a minute.